Hi everyone. In our last lesson, we talked about the measure of center called the median. And we learned that the median was in the middle. And we can remember that it's in the middle because it has a D in the middle. We learned that you had to put those numbers in order from least to greatest, and then we just crossed off evenly till we reached the middle. Today we're learning about another type of measure of center, and this one is called the mode. Well, the mode is the stuff in the data that happens the most often. So it's the data set or the data values that happens the most often. So our word today is mode. And the mode is the data set, meaning like words, items, or the data value. That happens the most. The way that I like to remember this one is by the letter O. So the mode has an O, and the word most also has an O. So the most. So this is the data that happens the most. Let's look at an example so that you have this to know when you see it. All right, so let's look at the data. We're going to look at example A. And this data that we're looking at has the numbers 11, 13, 15, 18, 24, 21, 24, and then 15. Our job is to first thing is to we're going to put these items in order from least to greatest. So step 1, we want to put these in order from least to greatest. So step 1, order from least to greatest. And then step 2, we're going to see which happens the most. Which one happens the most, or the mode. Okay, so which one happens the most? Okay, so let's go ahead and put these in order from least to greatest. Looks like 11 is our first number, and then 13. We have a 15 and another 15. We have 18 and a 21. And then it looks like 2 24s. Okay, so in this data now, we're going to look for the ones that happen the most. So which ones have repeats? Well, this one doesn't have a repeat, neither does this one. But if I look here, 15 and 15, I have 2 of those, and I also have 2 24s. So because these are the same amount, they both happen the most. So our mode is 15 and 24. So the mode is 15 and 24. We could also look at this and find the median from the exact same data by crossing off the ends and going to the middle. So cross, 3, 4. So it would be these two in the middle. We'd have to add them and then divide. by 2 to find the average. The median. The average, we would add all these up. The mean, add them all up, and then divide by 8. So you can use the same data sets to find all of the measures of center. The range, so if they ask us what's your range is the smallest number, 11, to 24. That's the range. The data ranges from 11 to 24. All right, let's go ahead now and look at our next example. This one is going to be example B, and example B are some test scores. All right, so we're going to look at example B, and we have some test scores. All right, these test scores that we have 95, 80, 85, 86, 89, 100, and then last but not least, 95. Okay, so step 1 is that we are going to put all of these in order from least to greatest. That's our step 1, order from least to greatest, just like we did with the median. So let's go ahead and do that. It looks like a score of 80 is our lowest, followed by 85, 86, 89, and then 95. We have 2 of those, followed by 100. So the one that happens the most, or the mode, is 95. The mode is 95 because it happens the most. All right. Now, sometimes when we have data, it's asking us to still find the mode, but sometimes that can be a little bit tricky. Like, let me get your next example. In this example, example C. So in example C, we have types of hours watching movies. Okay, hours watching movies. All right, and the hours watching the movies we have are 5. One person watches for 5. 1 for 8. 1 for 4. Another person watches for 7. And then we have another person who watches for 3. Okay, so again, we're going to order these from least to greatest. So we're going to start with 3 hours, 4 hours, 5, 7, and 8. All right. Now, it wants us to find the mode. There are no numbers that repeat. So in this case, this one's only tricky because this one does not have a mode. So this one has no mode because there are no repeating numbers. No repeating numbers. So no mode. All right, it is your turn now for a try it. So go ahead and hit pause right now so that you can finish writing here because I'm going to flip the page. So if you need to pause, pause. Otherwise, it's your turn. All right, let's do our try-its. We're going to have 2 try-its today. And the first try-it that we are going to look at wants us to find the mode when, oops, don't even have that in the frame. These low budget films are getting lower and lower. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at is this one. It has 100, 75, 90, 80, 110, and 102. That is try it number 1. And try it number 2. Let's see. All right, try it number 2. List people's favorite colors. So this one is a little bit interesting because this one uses words. So I want to make sure that you have this example for words. It's going to work the exact same way because you're looking for mode. All right, so favorite colors. Favorite colors. We have blue. And we have green, green, we have a pink, we have a pink, blue, green, and another green. All right, I want you to try and do this one. Challenge yourself. How could you figure this one out when they're not numbers using the same strategy? Go ahead and hit pause right now, and when you're ready, come on back and hit play. All right, number 1, we're going to go ahead and put these in order from least to greatest. So here we have 80 and 90. Followed by 100. Oh my goodness. I went way too fast. Look at that 75 hanging out there all by itself. It's a good thing it was the one in the front. I can't count today. Next we have 102 and 110. Now we're going to look for repeats. There are no repeats. So this one has no mode. No mode. Okay, and this next one with the favorite colors, this one is kind of challenging, right? So this one, you can use any strategies to put these in order from least to greatest, however you want, because there's no numbers, right? So instead, you could think back and do a dot plot. You could have made tally marks. You could have grouped all of the words together or counted them. There are so many strategies you could have done. So I'm going to start with blue, and I'm going to go 1 and 2. There's 2 blues. Next, I'm going to go with pink. 1, 2. Ooh, so far those are tied. Now let's look at green. 1, 2, 3, 4. So green has 4, so our mode is green. You just took this one more step further by sorting the data and then just saying which one happened more or which one happened the most. Nicely done. How did you do on number 1 and number 2? Again, mode is just finding the most. So go ahead and answer your essential question. How do we find the mode? And then put your level of understanding out to the side. How are you feeling about finding the mode? 1, I have no clue because I'm still trying to figure out the rest of the stuff you're teaching us, Miss Englander. 2, I'm kind of getting it. I got tripped up maybe when there was a real world problem with words, or maybe the no mode is still confusing. Or a level 3. I totally understand this. I just throw these in order from least to greatest, and then I see which one happens the most. Go ahead and rate your level of understanding. When you are finished, you may come on back to the Google Meet and ask for help, or you can go and do your practice work. As always, I appreciate all of your hard work and effort, and make it a great day.